Yo everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we are in the sunny UK, and you know, to be honest, we don't see the sun anymore, so I don't really know what that is, but you might ask what that is. So that is the new 2025 Rockshox Domain Gold RC fork. Quite a mouthful, but there you have it. So you might ask, how did I get my hands on this? It's not really in the wild yet, and not many reviews or videos at all on the interweb, so I thought great opportunity for me to make kind of a first impressions video and tell you all about it. So I got this because I sent my 2022 Rockshox Domain for a warranty claim because I ended up having a creaky CSU, this crown unit, and they sent me this brand new one. Just a big disclaimer, I'm not a suspension specialist. I don't really know or understand how the fork works inside technically, but you know, I'm just a fun guy, regular consumer who likes to send stuff and you know, enjoy a good product. So let me tell you about a couple of details that I do know. So it's still 38mm, it's still a Domain, it's still meant to be a burly kind of fork, but it's kind of the little brother now from the Zeb. So Zeb before was basically the same fork with different insides, as I understand. So when I got my 2022 Domain, I was recommended by suspension specialists that get the Domain, put in a Charger 2.1 and you'll be sweet as, and you'll save a bit of money in doing so. So with this new fork, you cannot put the old Charger 2.1 damper, which is a big downside of this. But the purpose of this fork from the marketing material is that it's simple. If you're just kind of person who just likes to set the fork up and just roll with it and not mess around with it, then this is the ideal one. So what's new? So really the new thing is the new isolator damper. So basically there is a spring for first kind of 20% of the fork, and then the rest is just the normal kind of air shaft, and then it gives you kind of like a coil-like feel for the top half of the travel, and then you still got the rest of the damper. I never rode the Domain 2022 in its stock setting. I had the new upgraded damper put in straight away. So, but they say it feels like a Charger 3. I don't know what Charger 3 feels like, but I expect it to feel like my 2.1 or even better. So a couple of things to note: it's got a new decal, clearly says Domain Gold on there. I do like the branding of it, and then the mudguard still fits from the old Domain or the Zeb. So initially I set the fork up as per the trailhead recommendation, so 60 psi and 7 clicks of rebound. With the new isolated damper, you do lose the HSC LSC, so high speed, low speed individual setting adjustment. So the HSC is baked in for like a wide range of people, riders, and then the LSC is basically open, pedal or firm. So very simple you know, mechanics are working. So if you're cycling to the trails, you want it in firm, and if you're bombing down some gnarly stuff, you want it in open, and if you're kind of intermediate, maybe flow trails and you want to carry speed, you put it in the pedal mode. So my aim of this video was to just test the fork out, see what it feels like, and if it's better than the old one really, with the 2.1 damper. So it's not a like for like comparison. So I'm going to test it out on some tabletop jumps that you'll find anywhere in the world if you got like a biking area or a bike park, and then I'm going to just purposely try to bottom it out on some big hits, and then kind of flow trails with tech, like UK style riding that we have here, and then also try to see what it feels like through chatter, so through roots. And unfortunately I don't have big massive blue flow trails, so that will have to be for another day. But yeah, let's get into the video. Alright everyone, let's hit some tabletop jumps first. Test one. I don't know if you can tell by the wind, but it is silent. That is literally the first feature or trail I've hit. I've got 60 psi as per recommendation. Got the O-ring there just to see how much travel I use. Let's hit it second time, a bit quicker. there you go, second run. What, 65%? Feeling pretty good, not gonna lie. I think I'll do one more run, try go quicker. There's a bit of headwind. Yeah, still the same 65% ish of travel, so I think it's time to do a bigger hit. All right, after the test on tabletop jumps, initial impressions: quiet, smooth, feels just like my old fork, Domain 2022 with a 2.1 damper. And there you go, used about 65-ish% of travel. So I'll do the same again, but I'll drop into a big step up kind of drop thing, so there'll be a bigger impact. See how it handles, if there's any noise, see what I feel. Oh, smooth there. Wow, mud puddle. There you go, about 70, a bit more. I think the recommended PSI is a bit too much. Right, that run felt pretty good. Did I hear some knocking? Like very faint kind of, especially when it ramped up just before the lift. Not sure, but I'm gonna take 5 psi off, and then I'm gonna put the camera down on the fast, rooty, chattery bit, and we'll put the slow-mo on. See what it looks like, see what it sounds like, see what it feels like. So I am using a Rockshox pump, as you should. Yeah, so I was on 60, maybe 58, so I'll put like 55. We'll see how it happens. Super fast kind of flyby, bombing through here, dropping hammers, and yeah, let's see what happens. And boom, if you didn't realise, patina, fly Meta 15, get 15% off your custom kit, because you do want to look fresh when you ride. Right, what did I think of that? Again, smooth. The rebound works perfectly. Haven't changed it at all. But I think there's definitely the faintest knocking sound when you have high speed impact, like a Root. And I think that's one of the things that the Pink Bike article said. But let's move on. So we've done jumps. We've done kind of fast chattery tech, then we'll do kind of flow with a mix of both. Let's go. Yeah, there's definitely a knocking sound, which is really annoying. Hope you can hear it. There you go, that run. We're getting close to 90, which makes sense. Very fun. As per suggestion of Gilly, let's try in mid position, so pedal. Firm is basically a lockout. I tested it. See if the knocking is gone. But maybe you can't hear it, but I can, and it is annoying for me. Still there. Yo, it feels really supportive in like jumps like that. That was a good place to... Yo.
Alright everyone, I'm back in the office. I held off releasing the video because I wanted to give the fork a proper ride and hear back from Rockshox before sharing my thoughts. So I've had a bit more time to simmer and think about what I would say and how I'd conclude the video. And just to note, the clips you've seen so far are from a few weeks ago, and I have been riding the fork a little bit more up to this point. So the fork feels really supportive, especially from the initial to mid-stroke. And on bigger jumps or smoother trails with lots of berms, you can really lean into it and stay in that mid-stroke range, so you're really supported throughout your riding. It's tougher to max out the travel, which is a good thing I suppose, because it means the fork is not diving unnecessarily, and again, that support when you need it on big hits is really there. The coil adds a progressive supportive feel throughout the travel, which feels a bit firmer compared to an air-only design like on the older 2022 Domain. The fork, I would say, is a little bit stiffer than my 2022 Domain, possibly due to mid-stroke support, but slightly less blush overall. That being said, it still has that supple coil feel in the initial stroke, and it shines when you are going faster. One thing to note about the lockout, I do enjoy that feature because it makes pedaling to trails a lot more efficient. So I'd say the fork is ideal for 95% of riders seeking a burly DH-like fork without constant adjustments. So if you stick to blue or red trails, set your fork up once and don't mess with high speed, low speed compression settings, then you will love it. On smoother trails with some chatter, the difference might not stand out as much between this fork and something more high-end. So as for the knocking sound, it's definitely there. So my guess, it's related to the coil in the damper. When the fork is unweighted and it hits a sharp impact, it just compresses really quickly and it just can't deal with it, it seems. But irrespective of that, Rockshox has been really supportive, and I'll share more updates on this in the new year, and I have good news. So for now, I'll just leave you with a preview clip where you can hear knocking clearly. And this is from my last ride of the year. That will be my next video, and I do urge you to check that out because we've got really good riding, so don't miss that. But for now, peace, take this with loads of salt, and see you in the next one.
Yo. Proper chunky one if I remember right.